What are you doing?
Oh my God.
I don't even know what's going on.
Don't forget cards at RitaYanez.com, and so am I. Under your bed.
Turn on the light! Turn on the light! Turn on the light!
Hi there, Capricorn. This is your weekly reading for the week of November 30th. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your holidays. You're probably back in school right now, at least here in the United States. Most everybody has returned to school, unless they're having snow days and they can't get out of their houses, right? It's winter, all right. We're starting off this week with the Uranus square Pluto energy. So even though this is an aspect that's on its way out, it definitely is disruptive and it could cause some difficulties, including obstacles, things that just look like you can't make progress without getting one thing handled, and then another problem kind of pops up. But also we have just come off of the Sun in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, which for you being your solar third house and 12th house, that we've got some difficulty moving forward away from whatever it is that's happened in the past. And when Sun was conjunct Saturn and Sagittarius as well, of course it does this illumination of what these difficulties are. So the card that we start off with on Monday is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is a card. Let me turn this off here. Nine of Pentacles is a card that indicates you're feeling pretty good all on your own. So I know that there could be some external difficulties or some problems that are not associated with you directly that you're having to handle. And I think for the most part, the adults have a little more difficult in different ways, even though this isn't the hard part, this card, but where Saturn is touring your 12th house and going to eventually move into the first house, you could be feeling a little more confused than the adults would, because the adults probably have seen this transit once before, especially if they're old enough. And so this could be a little bit confusing for you, because you're like, look, I feel like I'm fine all on my own, and then I have to interact with people. Well, that's kind of the part of the art of healing whatever's going on in the 12th house, so that you can make sense of who you're supposed to be in this world, which is really who you want to be, whoever it is that you choose to be. But having to get the experience to get to that point is kind of the process that isn't the easiest. On Tuesday, we have the Six of Swords in reverse, and this is a card that indicates that maybe there's a situation that would have been well enough left alone and you're returning to it again. Maybe it's a relationship that you need to let go. And, a lot of people don't understand how complex these younger generation relationships are. Why do you think we see so much breakup violence? Well, we see people that go nuts because they haven't learned to control themselves. They don't really think about the consequences. We know that breakup violence can result in people serving life terms in prison, being charged and tried as an adult. So you do have to be careful. Make sure that you're not going from a better position, which is the Nine of Pentacles, where you're alone and not in a relationship, to a much more disturbing situation, going back to a relationship that you already left. So if you're some of these people that are like, well, I don't have that problem, I'm not in a relationship because I'm not even allowed to date, Rita, I barely leave the house. Well, good, because then at least we know that even if it isn't you, and if it is outside of your personal choices, and it's your parents or your brother's wife and their marriage having difficulties, that kind of thing, then at least it's not directly on you. Although it appears to me that it will affect you. Mercury in Sagittarius trining Uranus in Aries, Aries being your solar fourth house, is giving me the idea that there is some harmony that can result from this, but only when all of the parties accept that it's going to take everybody, it's going to require everybody's help in correcting these issues. Like, I had to throw some of these stopgaps in when my eldest and my middle son would get into an argument, and I said, look, before anything gets escalated, bring it to me and then let me handle it, and then we'll be done with it, and I'll call it done when I say it's done. Well, that started off just the right day the other day, but my eldest was having a bad day already because he's got to replace a part in his car, and he has taken such good care of us and put tires on my vehicle and done all these great things for mom. And then my eldest then says something to his 17-year-old brother, and then the 17-year-old says something very off the cuff, almost insulting, and then my eldest brought it to me and he was fine. And then when I made the whole thing go away, as it were, then my eldest wasn't satisfied, that he felt that kid had gotten the slap on the wrist. And I said, yeah, but how many times have you gotten the proverbial slap on the wrist and everybody else had to accept it? And then it turned into what might as well have been World War III. We have also Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Chiron in Pisces. So again, we've got a communication issue that seems to be about something from the past that keeps getting dragged up. And I don't think that it's going to really be worth a whole lot to you guys. This might be better served with the adults, but it could be something that you're watching happening in their adult realm, not yours. Mercury in Sagittarius sextiles Apollo and Libra, Libra being your solar 10th house. So, take the leadership, take the reins, just wherever it's appropriate and even possible, try to lead people into calmer, stiller waters. Try to keep people from spreading rumors about each other. That doesn't mean that you're here to mitigate their problems. It just means that if you're going to use your energy at all, you might as well just try to make things go away. What's the best way to make it go away? Not to feed the flames and the fire, so don't pour gasoline on it. Don't make it worse, which isn't like you guys anyway. You guys are not like that. Mercury in Sagittarius Sun in Sagittarius will sextile Ceres in Aquarius. Aquarius being your solar second house. So your second house here has got some of this element of power struggle, and this could be where a compromise is going to help you get over some issue about who's borrowing whose clothes there in the house. If somebody takes your $60 straightening, flattening iron and they leave it dropped on the floor where it fell, you probably have a good reason to bitch about it, because if anyone knows, those irons are not cheap, and we don't need to go throwing them around. Or you find out that your stepsister is using your flat iron while she's got hairspray in her hair and any other number of products, and then where does it end up? All screwed up on your straightener. This is just an idea. You could be the guy that lends your bench press setup or your pull-up bars to somebody. They don't take care of it. You saw it outside on the yard like some kind of redneck Sanford and Sons. So this could be where you need to make sure that you compromise, saying, hey, look, I don't mind lending this to you, but you need to respect it because I can't afford to replace it, and it doesn't need to be replaced. And if it's all right with you, can we start over? Let's clean it up and get it going, or just let me take it back. And compromise here might be good in your ability to just maybe help that person buy their own damn iron, so that they don't have to use yours anymore. So just remember that you need to use your communication skills in a way that makes sense and solves problems. Don't let other people cause problems. I just don't see you guys being the ones that start the problems. I know you can get cranky like anybody else, but you guys really aren't the people that are into the drama or the freaking ratchet mess. That's not you guys. On Wednesday, we've got the Six of Wands upright, so it looks like you're able to successfully maneuver whatever it was that was happening to you on Tuesday. And also Mercury in Sagittarius will oppose Psyche in Gemini. And for you, Gemini being your solar sixth house, this is probably where you're able to transform how your items, your possessions that you've paid for or that have been given to you as gifts into a situation where you're able to comment and say, hey, look, why don't you just keep it, because I'm going to buy myself another one anyway, because I need one that does something different different. And let me tell you, if you're a chick and you've got the iron, when it's cooled off, or buy a rubber sleeve for it, they've got these sleeves that are like the silicone oven mitts. Wrap that thing up and put it in your purse or your backpack. That way, there's no challenge as to who's using it, and that could be where you've created the win-win. Venus and Mars in Virgo in your solar ninth house might indicate here where you are smoothing things over by making a compromise with someone else. On Thursday, the card that you've drawn is a Page of Swords in reverse. This is a little funky. If any day is going to be funky this week, it just gets funkier as we get toward the weekend. So the Page of Swords in reverse could be that argument popping up again, almost like that game where you got to whack the mole at the fairs that come through the counties. Well, this is part of the process where it looks like there could be an undercurrent to the argument. But remember, you're good at mitigating it only insofar as you're going to handle your end of it and try to not promote more drama. But that doesn't mean that we can control what other people do. Mercury in Sagittarius will semi-sextile Bacchus in Capricorn, being your solar first house. So you might be feeling like, I just want to grab my possessions and be like the cartoon characters and put a bandana satchel on the end of a stick and freaking leave. Well, remember, you can't really escape life. And if you're a minor, you can only escape for so far. And then, we get worried because somebody could kill you, rape you, dismember you, set you on fire. And then we won't know about this until it's too late to help you. So that's really where I would be more concerned about your escaping, that you might be feeling too much pressure because of Saturn in your solar 12th house moving through the first at some point. Remember, I can't see your natal chart, but remember, this isn't the way to handle the energy. It will just make things worse for you. And hey, this is your life. You're allowed to enjoy it. Screw everybody else. Don't say things like that to your parents or anybody who wants to try to kick your ass. But you know what I'm saying? This is your life. Remember that when you're 18 and you're in college, you get to make your life what you want it to be. Everybody else can, talk to the hand, because there isn't any need for them to be involved in your life after that point. You're going to be busy with school and with your new social life when you're in college. Mercury in Sagittarius will trine Minerva in Leo, Leo being your solar 8th house, where we're asked to use our intellect, our wisdom, and our knowledge and intelligence to get some of these dysfunctional 7th house issues under control. And that's a good thing. So we can make a good go of it. Whether other people accept what we're offering, that's their problem. Mercury in Sagittarius will also sextile Cupid in Libra. Libra being your solar 10th house says that, there could be a truce, but it may not last very long. On Friday, we've got the Queen of Pentacles upright, and maybe this is you because this is an earth sign. If you're a female, especially, so that you're able to create the win-win out of the stupid situation, or it could be your mother or some other significant other. This could be a person who's an adult who is just a member of the family that can smooth this over, like say your aunt goes and buys another hair thing for this idiot over here and slips you $10 and says, hey, look, I'm sorry that you're going through this. Save up some money to get your nails done or whatever you do. And also the Queen of Pentacles here could indicate the way that you're feeling. And this is a card that could relate to men who are very feminine. So you know what I'm saying? Trying to include everybody in this. And we also have Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Jupiter and Virgo that day. So in the 9th house, it gives me the idea that this person is probably going to mitigate that problem. Saturday, we've got the 8 of Wands, which indicates things will start to move very quickly after this point. And maybe it will be like so much water under the bridge or over the sky, over the rainbow, whatever it is that's going on. Sunday, we've got the Empress here, and this tells me that a mother or mother figure will figure prominently here. Now, she could be foster, she could be stepmother, she could be natural biological mother. This could be a teacher, somebody who's pregnant at school, like one of your counselors who, she's not going to be there for very long after she goes into labor and gets ready to start her active phase of taking care of a baby. So you might want to talk to her before she has to go if she is in that position, because she is able to help you with a couple of things that are going on Sunday. So you may need to catch her the beginning of next week and or near the new moon on the 11th, that she will be able to direct you what to handle at that time. If you say, hey, look, I got problems at school and I got problems at home, I don't even know how to handle it, she'll listen to you. We have the Sun in Sagittarius sextiling Mars in Libra. So Libra being, again, the 10th house of fame and reputation, there's an ability here to get the air cleared, to clear your name, to get people to understand that you were not the problem to begin with. Mercury in Sun in Sagittarius, again, a semi-sextile Pluto and Capricorn, your first house. So there might really need to be some issue dissolved or clarified or cleared up in some way, that somebody has been saying things about you and this Empress can help clear that up. Mercury in Sagittarius will square Hygeia in Virgo, where Hygeia in your solar ninth house is again where we can take this information or misinformation, and maybe this counselor woman can bring these people into her office all at the same time would be a good idea, I think, by now, and help them understand that they are causing problems by propagating rumors and spreading lies about people. And not only does it hurt the person who's the target, but she's going to kick their ass and suspend them from school, right? That could happen. Mars in Libra, this is the big news, squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So Libra being your solar 10th house and Capricorn being your solar first house, we could have something of an explosion here. But I think, sweetheart, that it's going to be all designed to help you clear things up. And you know what? Get yourself some advice and assistance from either of these two women, the Queen of Pentacles or the Empress. You're surrounded by people that really want to see you comfortable and doing what you should do, which is to keep your grades up, enjoy your education, where you should be safe and free to be in your school without having other issues, whether they come from classmates or come from a dysfunctional problem at home. You have every right to get your education, and you have every right to do so comfortably.